Today we're driving the 2024 Genesis GV80 Prestige Signature, which is basically a fully loaded Genesis GV80 with all the features, bits, bobs, and everything. It's $83,000.
Yes.
It's not cheap. This is Substitute Topher.
Hi.
You've spent some time in this. I haven't. So you're going to be getting my first impressions and his kind of longer lasting impressions.
I lived with it all week, so.
Yes. So we've driven these cars before, so we have some things to base our opinions on. The last GV80 we had, I think it was a couple years ago. This is a twin turbo 3.5 liter V6, 375 horsepower. This has the 3D gauge cluster, which I did not get to experience last time around. And you guys also aren't going to be able to experience today because it's 3D and you need two eyeballs to view it. So it's cool though. It's very nice. It's a little bit brighter, looks a little bit lighter and more illuminated than some 3D clusters that I've seen from Genesis before. So they're trying to kind of do what Mercedes is doing with their 3D clusters. It's nice. It's cool. It's a neat effect. But I think it's something you can pretty easily turn on and off in the menu right there. So you can see it actually does get slightly brighter when you turn off the 3D cluster. But it has these little eye tracking infrared lights that are probably flashing right now that you can see in the GoPro, but I can't see with my naked eye, and it's going to kind of follow your head around. So if you move your head, you can kind of see the screen flicker. It's a bit of a strange thing.
So I can see it flicker from over here when you move your head.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Oh, that is weird.
In person, it looks awesome. On camera, we're just going to turn it off. So anyway, let's walk you guys around this. We'll talk about what this Genesis GV80 has been like to live with, give you guys some driving impressions, and show you in the back, because this says second row captain's chairs.
6-way power.
It's only a 2-row SUV.
Yeah.
It only has 4 seats. It's a 4-seater.
It's like a Maybach.
Yeah, like a Maybach. All right. Or a Civic Type R.
Yeah.
Whoa, look at this. It's painted in Brunswick green?
Yes.
Matte. Matte.
Which is kind of hard to tell because it's soaking wet. But.
Yeah. 265/40 R22 tires in the rear. It's a good looking SUV.
It is.
The 22s make the brakes look tiny. This is the SUV that you think looks like a Bentley Bentayga, but when you actually park it next to a Bentley Bentayga, it doesn't.
My neighbor has a Genesis GV80. We had a Bentley Bentayga earlier this year.
That's right.
And I got a picture of them together. It was hilarious. I was like backed into the driveway. He's backed into his driveway. I'm like, you, the guy she tells you not to worry about.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
But no, this car has great road presence. And,
strong Bentley energy here.
Yes, and I think people that see this car and they don't know what it is definitely think it's a lot more expensive than an $83,000 SUV.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is a very good point. Headlights just turned on. I like all the kind of the design language here. It's consistent between the headlights, the side markers, the tail lights. You can pop the tailgate with this button right here. A lot of storage space back here.
This is excellent also.
Oh yeah.
Having
putting things, yep. Got kind of a smoke effect here in our video. That's nice.
Yeah.
A little bit of storage underneath there.
Underneath there as well. You just can't see it because of the net.
There probably isn't a spare tire, is there?
No. No, because you have a fix-a-flat kit.
Okay.
Goop kit in there.
Goop kit. Cargo cover. Let's go check out the back seat. Because that's probably where
You want me to show you the... Oh,
yeah, show me. You go on the passenger side, I'll go on the driver's side, because that's probably where the most fun is to be had.
On the passenger side.
The passenger side, yeah.
Yeah. So these are power adjust 6-way, but they also have a circular button in front of the main switches called relax mode. So
that's just a one button press.
This is already in relax mode, so I'm going to like reset it. Okay, so this is in kind of just a normal seating position.
Oh wow.
Check this out.
That is cool.
So
are you relaxed?
Yeah, I think so.
You look relaxed.
Vanity mirrors also.
Oh yeah, nice.
Big 90s Mercedes S-Class energy.
I will say, for the money that this thing costs, the materials do hold up. Like, the interior in here feels very nice. Let me just show you guys really quickly what these buttons look like. There's the relax mode, a one press. That is neat. The materials, the seat stitching, the piping, the ambient lighting, they've done a good job.
Yeah. 3 consoles back here as well.
Okay.
Split folding, one.
Oh.
We've got this one, which is a wireless... Actually, no, sorry. The wireless charger's here. And then you have this one in the middle. And then there's a hidden one down here.
Oh, wow.
Which comes out.
Okay.
That's for your champagne flutes.
Wow.
Not actually, but you could probably fit a couple in there.
Yeah.
You've got your own climate control panel back here as well.
Heated
and cooled seats.
And ventilated. Nice.
And this does have the extended leather pack, so it's got a little bit more leather on the door panels and kind of where your knees touch, which you guys will see up front.
Yep.
But
yeah, I was impressed with that when I
Suede
first got
headliner.
into this. Yep.
yeah, so I mean, you pay 83 grand, but this is the Prestige Signature is just everything without you having to tick the boxes yourself. It's
Yeah.
got absolutely everything. So
It is very nice.
yeah.
This paint, oh, it's cool. Very underwhelming engine bay, but a pretty good V6, good power, nice torquey, decent fuel economy. I believe, what is this, like 18 in the city, 23 on the highway or something like that?
Yes, but I got 14 all week.
Okay, well, there you go. So there's that. Massive grille. Again, big Bentley energy. Let's go inside and look at the front seat because there's a lot of fun toys up here too. Here's some of that extended leather. I wish every car had padding and cushion and leather right here for your knees.
I know, yeah, and it's important in a car like this where it has kind of a high up center console design because your knee is resting there. So
Sure.
It's nice to have something soft. And these surfaces are wrapped. This is artificial leather.
Okay.
The real Napa leather is on the seats.
Okay, good to know. I like the buttons, the switch gear. Everything has a consistent tactility, a consistent push feel. Everything you touch in this it feels cohesive, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Strange looking 2-spoke wheel, but it grows on you. It is actually really comfortable to live with. In the past when we've had these, it's just nice to kind of rest your hands on the bottom. The top spokes are a little bit high, so unless if you're resting your arm kind of on the top of the door here, it can be a little bit awkward, but otherwise I found it to be pretty good in the past. What about you?
Yeah, I like the steering wheel. I mean, I like the simple design, just like the 2-spoke wheel. I think it's classy.
It's
and
neat.
It's different because no one else is really doing anything like that.
Reminds me of an old Buick.
I was going to say it reminds me of an old Ford Econoline.
Yeah, that's it.
Big,
Yeah.
chunky 2-spoke. But it's nice. I agree with you. It's nice to kind of just rest your hands on the bottom, especially with all of the driver aids on the highway. You don't even really need to touch the wheel anyways.
Yep.
So.
We have a Lexicon sound system, which I hear is quite good.
It is.
Very simple Genesis infotainment, lots of settings. You've got your calm screen here. Wired CarPlay and Android Auto.
Still.
Bit of an oversight for the money, and it's about time they made it wireless. I don't know what the deal is.
Maybe next year.
I will say, you can go on Amazon and get a $30 wired to wireless CarPlay connector.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have to.
You shouldn't have to.
Spending 83 grand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little bit of storage in here.
They both pop at the
Lost
same
my
time.
button. There
Yep.
we go. Here's your wireless charging. Cup holders. A couple different drive modes.
There's more storage under here too.
Ooh, yeah. You have this reverse sweep tack. Looks like a lightning bolt. That's exciting. Comfort mode, eco mode. The gauge actually changes very quickly. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a really good animation.
Yeah, that is cool. CarPlay is just super widescreen with a little bit of a menu here to the right.
You can pick how you want your compass to look.
I guess so. Do you want like old school Navitimer? Yes, definitely. But yeah, I mean, mostly we just kind of leave it right here.
Yeah, this is a 14.5 inch screen.
Yeah.
And it fills up most of it. So
Sure.
still looks pretty nice.
Mostly physical controls here. Couple haptic icons for your ventilated seats and heated seats, but they do vibrate. That's why they're haptic when you touch them.
This panel, while it does work well, I found an issue with the wired CarPlay. You have to have your phone connected to a cord. So if you're in your driveway and you're still in park, you're getting yourself situated, sometimes the cord will bump itself into the screen and put the climate control on full blast.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, if you're looking at your phone a lot.
Which you shouldn't do while driving, but
You
like
should,
I said,
but
if
it happens.
if you haven't set off yet.
Sure. This shifter, a little bit confusing at first because we've got lots of circles here. You're always like trying to shift into gear and you're just like using the infotainment, or you're trying to like select something in the infotainment and you're putting it in reverse. which the car won't let you do.
Right.
But I've done it before. I've put the car in the neutral thinking like, oh, I need to scroll over to the left.
Yeah.
Luckily, the gear selector has a big P button for park in the middle, and that makes it a little bit more easy to differentiate. But it is a bit of a weird design.
The first couple of these that I drove, I would like pull up to back into the driveway, and I would spin it.
Yeah.
Or spin this one to go
Yeah.
in reverse, and I'd take my foot off the brake, and the car would go forward again. And I'd be like, ah!
Yeah, and they're about the same size. They kind of, yes, they have different knurled edges, and they feel a little bit different, but
Yeah.
it's close enough that it could be a little bit dangerous. Heavy steering.
Yeah. And no rear wheel steering.
Yeah, a rear wheel steer would be really nice in something like this.
Yeah, and I don't think that, they would need to implement it on all trim levels, but maybe like the top two, if you're spending over $75,000 on a flagship SUV. I mean, the Lexus TX we had last week, that had rear wheel steering, which is really nice.
And that's just like, it has rear wheel steer on one trim level. I
Yeah.
feel like Genesis could do that for a trim level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that would go a long way, as well as a lighter, faster steering rack. Shout out Savage Geese.
Savage Geese, yep.
So I think with the addition of that, it would just elevate this thing so much.
No GV80 yet. Maybe someday, who knows?
They're coming out with a coupe version of this next year.
This is already like kind of a coupe version of itself.
It's going to be even more of a coupe.
It's going to be weird.
It's going to be like that Mercedes GLE 63 we had.
Yeah, just a completely impractical SUV.
Yeah.
Little things in these Genesis cars that are nice, like the turn signal camera.
Mm-hmm.
That's such a great feature to live with. And when you get into another car, you miss it.
Yeah.
This V6, it's a little bit ho-hum. Doesn't have a lot of character. It's not a lot of, I don't know, it's just okay.
It's quiet.
It's quiet at least, yeah. It's a very average powertrain. Compared to like the B58 and the 5 Series,
Yeah.
doesn't really compete, but it's fine. It's acceptable. Pretty tight around a corner.
Oh, the chassis of this thing is incredible.
Yeah, it handles great.
So well. I think it would be better if it handled worse, because then it would be more like proper luxury SUV. I mean, this thing, it really, when you're in sport mode and you're really pushing it around corners, it is seriously impressive.
Yeah, this 8-speed shifts pretty fast.
It does.
I like all the information that it shows you. Hyundai, Kia, Genesis, they do get their tech right.
Yeah.
A lot of other manufacturers could take notes. I'm not sure if I'd want to spend this much money on a Genesis and have the dealership experience and other things that go with the brand, but it is a really nice car to drive.
It is. It's a nice car to live with. It was a nice car for me to live with, and I said in my video, I'm like, I really enjoyed it this week. Would I buy it? Probably not. But I mean, I would say that a lower trim car, I mean, even the 4-cylinder in this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have, the 4-cylinder has 300 horsepower, so it's not too big of a difference.
Sure.
It's like half a second slower to 60. It's really not that, you're not giving up a ton if you go with the 4-cylinder. So
yeah, this is about $30,000 more expensive than
the base model?
entry level
GV80.
So
if you can live without the 22-inch wheels, if you can live without the matte paint and the relax mode thing in the back, then I mean, that's nice.
that's a nice looking S4.
It is.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you can live with all that, live without all that stuff, then I mean, you can go for a lower spec GV80. I think that's kind of the sweet spot. If you can spend around like 65 grand on one of these, I think it's a lot better value.
No, that's true. And there's always diminishing returns as you get higher up into the, extra premium signature ultimate luxury trims.
Definitely.
So try one more spirited entrance ramp.
Sounds good.
In sport mode. Some OEM plus modifications to that S4.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Looks really good. Michelin's have good bite
Yeah.
in the wet. I like the steering weight around a corner, but it is heavy, kind of surprisingly so.
Yeah, and in a big luxury SUV, in my opinion, it shouldn't have heavy steering.
I mean, it pulls hard.
It does.
This doesn't need to have a characterful engine. It just needs to be quiet. It just needs to be unassuming.
Yeah. I think this would be excellent if they put a V8 in it.
It would.
This
Oh
would be
my
very
gosh.
cool.
Yeah, with the old 5-liter V8, it would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Pretty good highway driving assist. It says, does it have automatic lane change, or do you have to hit the signal yourself?
So you have to hit the signal yourself, and then it won't do it unless your hands are on the wheel.
Okay.
Which is
Pointless.
stupid.
Yeah, you're right.
It never works right, because you have to have your hands on the wheel. But you can't give it too much input, because then it cancels the lane change.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't
Oh, that's
really
strange.
understand it,
Yeah, that's a silly, pointless feature. Yeah, I think ultimately you could just do it yourself.
Just do it yourself.
Yeah.
It's honestly harder to like try and focus to get the stupid thing to do it itself.
Sure. It's not like Super Cruise where it just passes cars automatically.
Right. And to be fair, this isn't that at the same level as Super Cruise or like BMW's Drive Assist Plus. It's one level below those, so you can't just put the turn signal on and it does it itself.
Yeah.
And it should. It would be nice if it did.
These 22-inch wheels are a little bit big. I'm hearing a bit more noise coming into the cabin over bumps, a little bit more tire sound, a bit of an echo, but it's not bad. I mean, they look cool.
Impact harshness in this is much better than it was in the Lexus TX.
Okay.
This car it doesn't ride nearly as loud.
I only drove the TX on a really smooth road, so
yeah, well, you missed out.
Let's go hit a bumpy section here and we'll test it out.
Evaluate.
Yeah. There's a Bentayga.
Oh yeah. We manifested that into existence.
I know. I haven't seen one in like a month.
Literally, yeah. I can't remember the last time. Last one I saw was like the one we drove.
Yeah.
6 months ago.
Yeah. I think Throttle House did that comparison once. That would be so much
GV80
fun.
versus Bentayga?
Yeah.
Oh man, I need to watch that.
Honestly, parts of this drive a little bit better than the Bentayga.
They do. I mean, the Bentayga was what, 380,000, or it was some ridiculous number.
It was insane.
Yeah. I mean, you could have like 5 of these.
It handled awesome, and the turbo V8 was amazing, but like it wasn't that luxurious. It kind of creaked and rattled a little bit. Like this kind of feels a little bit tighter in some
Nothing rattles
respects.
in here.
Yeah.
This is a very well put together interior.
The materials almost feel a little bit nicer than the Bentayga. Like some of them do.
Push on things.
Maybe the metal bits aren't as heavy duty, but
Yeah.
the leather and it's a good place to be. Good place to spend time.
Yeah.
Smells nice.
It does.
I remember the first
I know where you're going with this.
Hyundai. It was a Hyundai Genesis, or no, it was a Hyundai Equus.
Yeah, I know.
This was like pre-Genesis. This was before Genesis was a brand. It was just kind of like a name of a sports car. It was a Hyundai Equus, and it was maybe the smelliest car I've ever been in. Like it smelled like horse
They smelled
after
like
its
manure,
name.
didn't they?
It was terrible. Yeah, it was like the degassing and the plastics and the rubbers and everything. It was really foul. Like I can still, like they say, scent makes for a really strong memory. And I can still smell it in my head.
Oh man.
Hyundai Equus smelled like horse.
Yeah, that's an interesting point you bring up about that car, because I always wonder, since these cars are still so new to the market, how are these interiors going to age? How are they going to hold up over time? You know, how are these leathers going to wear? How is the steering wheel going to look in 10 years?
I just went for the gear shifter to
Did you
improve
really?
the infotainment.
Oh, goodness.
No, I agree. I haven't seen a Hyundai Equus in a long time. They're out there.
That could be telling, although they probably didn't make very many of
It's
them.
another Bentley.
What's
going on
today?
Oh, we're close to Northville.
No, that could be funny.
This is kind of Bentley stomping grounds. So overall, a very nice luxury SUV. Is it quite up to the level of the BMW X5?
No.
Probably not. But if you want something different, kind of got a little bit of a cool factor. There's some flash, there's some pizzazz, there's some style to this. And you don't want your kind of just standard issue BMW or Audi or Mercedes. This is a pretty nice place to spend time. It's easy to live with, easy to use. The tech is well integrated. It comes in fun matte colors.
This is a cool car to show up in.
It is. It is a very cool car to arrive in. And I think that's probably a pretty important thing for a vehicle in this class. Wanted to get that right since we're facing a river.
Oh, okay.
And a cliff. So I really made a point to do it.
Yeah.
Press the right button.
Yeah.
Do you have any other final thoughts?
Show the parking cameras.
Oh yeah, that's right. We didn't really look at those.
Yeah.
Even with some raindrops on them, they look pretty good. I love a constant button for a parking camera.
Oh, I do too. Yeah, it's good.
I think we'll walk around this one more time, and that'll be a wrap. Oh, and we'll probably actually truly end the video with a sound system test.
That's right.
And one thing you notice about the sound system is that there are no longer different sound stages that you can select in the lexicon.
You used to be able to do, like, I don't know what the exact ones were for this, but for example, like audience, studio, stage, whatever, on stage. And they got rid of that.
Reference, stuff like that. Yeah.
Right. So
do a bit of an infotainment tour. This paint just makes me excited.
Oh, I know. Yeah, the green's excellent. Every single one of these that I've ever driven has been green.
Yeah.
They're always green.
You're right.
Yeah. But, I mean, they look the best in green. Oh, you know what? Let me put the hazards on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Soft closed doors, too.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah. It's complaining because I have the key. It also has SMAT Pack, which is just the park in, park out feature. So you can like ghost ride your Genesis GV80 or just like take it for a walk, which is really nice. So you can pull it up a space or push it back a space. You kind of have to be close to it, but it is a neat feature if you're parked into a tight spot. Sometimes it does have steering of its own, has kind of a mind of its own. So, you know, it's a cool novelty. Probably not something that I would use on a regular basis, but neat nevertheless.
Exterior lighting is excellent.
I still think it's so clever. They made four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive in like the same badge at the same time.
Please just do it for me.
Yeah, no, that's great. I do kind of feel like this grill is missing something that should go right here. Like instead of putting the badge here, I feel like they should have put something here, but
yeah, that'd be an interesting look.
Yeah. It does integrate nicely with the hood line.
That's true.
Yeah, I guess a coupe SUV would just kind of cut off. It would have to cut off right about here. So it would chop a little bit off the roof, but not that much.
I think it's gonna, no, it's aggressive. It's gonna chop like this.
Is it gonna be like a sedan?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, I mean, you guys can look up pictures.
Wow.
It's like the GLE coupe.
That's right.
What it looks like.
Yeah, or the
BMW X6.
X5 versus X6.
Yeah. But it looks nicer than the X6.
Yeah, the X6. I don't know what they were
It's
thinking.
hideous. Now,
yeah.
I don't know what happened.
All right, so infotainment. I like the constant home back menu. We've got volume controls down here. A lot of settings in this. Ambient lighting?
Yes, I have it on purple.
Purple.
It's also cool in green though, since this is a green car.
Where are your ambient lighting settings?
It is in setup, and then you go to vehicle, and then you go to, keep scrolling down to lights.
Oh, nice.
And then it's right there.
Cool. Brightness, I assume you've got that maxed out. 1 of 10 settings. Custom color. Yeah, aquamarine. You've got a bunch of different settings in here. That's great. Cool. Yeah, we'll leave it on the purplish blue.
Yeah.
It shows up nicely. Yeah, and as far as, let's see, music goes.
Yeah,
so,
that's in the setup menu as well for sound settings.
premium sound.
So that's where it used to be, was in the premium sound.
There's really not a lot going on in there.
There's nothing you can change anymore, which is kind of...
Startup volume and sound-dependent speed volume. Active sound design. Oh, that's an engine.
That's the engine noise, yeah.
Piped in, that's good to turn off.
Yeah, I had that. had that off.
All right, well, let's test it out, see what it sounds like. I like that you can use this as both a touchscreen and the scroll wheel.
It is nice, yeah, because it is far away otherwise. But it's nice when you're parked, you can use it as a touchscreen.
Sure.
And then on the road, you use the little dial.
Or the gear selector.
Or the gear selector, that's right.
Yeah, it is good. It's really good.
Yeah. Really crispy highs.
Yeah.
Good power too.
No, this is an excellent sound system. One of the better lexicons I think we've listened to for sure.
Yeah.
Turn it down here so we can hear NVH, but that is a sound system I would just want to listen to all day long.
I had it blasting the whole
Oh my
time,
gosh,
yeah.
that bumps, that's great. Good highlight there. I think that's better than like what BMW has.
I would say it's better than a bass Harman Kardon in a BMW, but I don't... Bowers and Wilkins is still...
The Bowers and Wilkins is pretty
Still
good.
better, yeah.
It was not as good as the Bowers and Wilkins, but man,
It's close though.
it's very close. Cool. All right. Cool, man. Thanks for joining me
Yeah.
and schooling us on some GV80 stuff.
Sure.
And appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. It is a very smooth car to drive.
Mm-hmm.
Everything has just like whipped cream added to it.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. As like a plug-in hybrid, something like this would be
That would be cool.
really cool.
Mm-hmm. Then it would be like $95,000.
Oh yeah, it'd be very, very expensive.
I said that in my video. I was like, this would be cool as either a plug-in or a V8, like, you know, some sort of cooler powertrain. But then it would just be like $120,000,
Sure.
and it would just completely defeat the purpose.